Hello everybody, it's Mel from Stocksbridge Guitar Tech and welcome to my first video of this new year, 2019. Sorry it's been a while, but I've been a bit lazy of late and I have had other stuff to do, if I'm honest. But anyway, I'm going to try and put up a new video for you every Wednesday and Friday. So those are going to be my two days when I post new videos, Wednesday and Friday. I'll do my best to stick to that, but there may be occasions when actually I have to change it, but that's my initial plan. Wednesday and Friday, new video. So this video today, I'm going to be looking at the CAGED system with you, and this is actually part one of 3 videos that I'm going to do on how to use this CAGED system, or rather how I've used it and how I still use it today. I don't claim to be an expert on this system, but this is how I use it, so I hope that some people will get something out of these 3 videos and find them useful. So today I'm just going to briefly explain what the CAGED system is, how it is sort of organised. It's a very simple concept, but it can also be very powerful, and it can help you to understand more about chords and the guitar neck, notes, intervals, those kinds of things. So let's dive in and let's have a look at what I'm talking about with this CAGED system. Basically, this CAGED system is derived from our 5 basic open chord shapes: C, A, G, E and D. So we have C, A, G, E and D. That's what the CAGED, in this CAGED system, that's what it stands for really. It's these 5 basic chord shapes, some of the earliest shapes we learned to play on the guitar. But these shapes are actually movable. We can move them all over the neck, and we do that by changing the fingering slightly. So for example, some of you may not have done bar chords yet. If you haven't, go back and watch some of my previous videos on how to play bar chords. But here we have an A major bar chord, but this is actually based around this E shape. So we're talking about the shapes here rather than the actual chords themselves. That is an E major chord, but it's also what we call an E major shape. But if we swap the fingers, instead of using the 1, 2 and 3, we use fingers 2, 3 and 4 to play that shape. We've now left the index finger free, so we can move this shape, and then we can use this as a capo, so we can bar the entire fret and keep this shape the same, and we can move it and then just lay this finger down wherever we like, and in that way we can create new chords. So we start off here with an E, and then if we move up 1, we've got an F. But these 3 fingers have remained on the same strings, in the same pattern, in the same position. So we've just moved that up 1 and then laid this finger down. And we can do that all over the neck. So we can move it up to here. We've now got a G major chord. There's our root note, G. And with this shape, this E shape, the lowest root note is always going to be on the 6th string. So here we've got the open E as our root note, and here we've got the G on the 6th string as our root note. So that's the E shape, but we can also do that with the other 4 chords, the A, G, C and D. But you don't see these as commonly. These E-shaped bar chords are very common, and the A shape, which is rooted on the 5th string, there's our A open chord. We swap the fingers and we can now move this around. So if we moved it up here and then bar this across the 3rd fret, we've now got a C major. Root is on the 5th string in the A shape, and again we can move this all over the neck. So I play my A's with 1 finger rather than struggling to get 3 chubby little fat fingers into 1 fret. I tend to just use my ring finger and bar those notes, so we can move that then. But the shape is the same. It's an A shape and the root is on the 5th string. So there it's the open string. Here the root is on the 3rd, making it a C chord. Here the root is on the F, making it an F chord. But these 3 strings, I'm not changing this fingering at all. It's remaining the same. Just the same as with the E. I'm keeping this fingering exactly the same. I'm just moving that shape around. Same with the A. It doesn't matter how you play. If you play it like that, you need to change to these 3 fingers, or you can play it like that if you find that easier. Some people do. Personally, I don't find any of that easy, which is why I prefer to just use 1 finger when I'm playing this A shape. So the D shape is rooted on the 4th note. There's our root for a D major, or our lowest root. We also have one there, but we're talking about the lowest root is on the 4th string. So again, if we were to swap these fingers for the 2nd, 3rd and 4th, we'd play that like that. And now again we've got the index finger free, so we can move that shape now. So if I wanted to play a G chord but using this D shape, I'd move up here and I'd bar there, and I've now got a G in the root on the 4th string. So I've got a G major chord. And it's not necessary to bar all 6 strings with this, because on a D chord we only play 4 strings. So you only need to really put this finger down there on that root. So as you can see, we can move all these shapes. Same with the C. If we swap the fingers and play the C like so, then we can move that shape wherever we like, and then put the bar down. And again with the C shape, the root is on the 5th string. So just to recap, the E shape has its root on the 6th string. The A shape has its root on the 5th string. The C shape also has its root on the 5th string. And the D shape has its root on the 4th string. And the only one we've got left is G, which is probably the one you're going to find most difficult, which it again has its root on the 6th string. So now we need to swap the fingers so that we've got the index finger free. So there's our G chord, rooted on the 6th string. So if I wanted to play a B major chord but as a G shape, I'd take it up to this B on the 7th fret here. So that's going to be my new root. But now I have to bar, and I have to bar this not 1 fret down but 2 frets down, so that's quite a stretch. And you're probably going to find this one difficult. But don't worry about it, because playing a chord like that is pretty impractical, and you're not going to see too many guitarists playing those chords. You will see some, but not many, because it's quite impractical. So I don't want you to be concerned about getting every note ringing out perfect with these chords. I just want you to practice using the 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers to form these 5 open chords: C, A, G, E and D. And then practice moving them around using that fingering pattern. And then if you can put the bar down as well, great, but don't worry too much about that. I just want you to get this concept in your head of using the 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers and thinking about these as shapes rather than chords. When you see that, rather than thinking of that as a D major chord, think of it as a D shape playing a D major chord. Oh, and think of that as an A shape, in this case playing an A major chord. But we could move that up there, and we've now got an A shape but playing a D major chord. You can hear it's the same chord. Same here. Think of that as a G shape. So with that G shape we could be playing a C major chord. Here's a C major chord but as a G shape. So I just want you to practice that. That's all I'm going to show you for this lesson, is just get used to using the middle ring and pinky fingers, fingers 2, 3 and 4, and try and make these 5 chords: C, A, G, E and D, using those fingers. And then in the next lesson I'm going to show you how we can use that information to construct new chords from these shapes that are actually much easier to play than something like that. But I just want you to visualize these 5 shapes and get used to using these 3 fingers to play them. So go away, practice that. It will take a while. Like I said, you probably struggle especially with the G and the C at first. Even the D is quite difficult at first. The E and A, if you're already playing basic bar chords, you'll find those easy because you're basically already doing them. Because all a bar chord is, that's an E shape, that's an A shape. So in that case, you've only really got the C shape, the D shape and the G shape to learn. So go away and practice those and come back for the next lesson on Friday, and I'll show you how we can make better use of these chords like this and make them easier to play. Okay people, so that's the lesson for today. Please do come back and join me on Friday for part 2 of this lesson, and as ever, please do subscribe. It will help me out enormously. I don't get paid for doing any of these videos. I don't get any endorsements or anything like that, so please do give me a like or a comment or a share. Subscribe to the channel, and that's all from me today, and I'll see you hopefully on the next one on Friday, remember. Bye for now.